Well, good evening, everybody. So I'm Shane Messersmith. I'm running for re-election for the school board for the McCook Public Schools. I've served on it for the last 3.5 years. I'm 40 years old. I'm married. I've got 3 children. I was born here in McCook, along with 7 of my other brothers and sisters. My parents lived in rural Hays County and moved to Cozad, where I went to school from grades 1 through 12. I came back to McCook to go to college. I said, this is where I met my wife, Marla. We've been married for almost 18 years. I say almost because our anniversary is in about a week and a half on October 17th, so that's a good challenge there. We have one son, Colin. He's a sophomore at McCook Senior High School. He just turned 16 the first part of August, and believe me, there's been some learning experiences there. We also have 2 daughters, Kylie, that is a 7th grader at the McCook Junior High, and she will turn 13 years old this Thursday. I said, so thus another learning experience, having 2 teenagers in the household. Our youngest daughter is Carson. She's 9 years old and is a 4th grader at McCook Central Elementary. We are members of the St. John's Lutheran Church of rural McCook. We also attend Peace Lutheran Church here in McCook. Depending on the road conditions or how long my daughter takes Sunday morning to do her hair, what time we leave the house. We are proud to be Christians. I make my living as a farmer and rancher. We farm south of the Bartley and Indianola area. We raise corn, soybeans, and wheat. We also have a cow-calf operation of around 300 head. I farmed with my father-in-law, Martin Fritz, for the last 19 years, which just passed away a couple weeks ago. For 7 of those years, I took a job at Valmont for the insurance purposes, as all farmers will know. Went back to farming full-time about 3 years ago. Because of my kids, 4 years ago, I chose to run for a seat on the McCook School Board of Education. Over the last 4 years, my views have not changed. I still want the best education possible for my kids. One thing that nobody can ever take away from you is a good education. I feel a system of checks and balances is back in the school system. Believe me, the superintendent and the business offices have sharpened a lot of pencils over the last couple of years. We have gotten the FFA and the Ag program back up and running in the school system with 45 plus members in the FFA and over 80 kids in the Ag program. I've been a major supporter of the FFA and Ag program, verbally and financially. Since this is an ag-based community, I feel this is very important. I've also been a major supporter of getting art back into the school system. Thank you.
You've been on the school board. You've seen the clouds on the horizon from the budget as well. What are your views? How do you think you'll be able to respond to those issues?
Responding very well. And he says over the last 3 to 4 years, we've actually prepared, looked 6, 7, 8, almost 10 years in advance. We've cut spending tremendously. He says a lot of situations we just cut back on our spending because it was frivolous spending out there when I first come on the board. I said we got a new superintendent in here, Grant Norgard. I feel he's one of the best superintendents in the state of Nebraska. I says between him and the business manager and working with the board all together, we're prepared for the economic downturns. I said we went through the last 2-3 years preparing for it, and we've prepared for the future. So.
For sure, a busy man, farming in with the kids. I speak up for teenagers. I got one myself, so it's a learning experience every day. One of the things that really stuck out to me, thankfully the candidates give us a little questionnaire they write up, and so it's very helpful. You had written down here, remember, every decision made is for the kids. And I wanted to hear from you. Give me an example of a decision that you made for the kids that you're most proud of.
Over the last 4 years, we've made a tremendous amount of decisions just for the kids. And getting the Ag program back started, getting 45 plus members in the FFA this year, 80 kids in the Ag classes. Every year I volunteered to take the FFA kids, rode on the bus with them down to Husk Harvest Days. And to see their eyes, to see the enthusiasm in these kids' eyes, to go there, they get to see, I mean, most of them are from McCook. They don't get to see the tractors. They don't get to see the combines up close and personal. And to see that and see the kids there and the enthusiasm, I mean, you'd think on the way back of walking around there all day that they would be tired. They're not. It's talk all the way back, so you have no rest till you actually get home. He says, that I take great pride in. And that's the only thing I didn't really prepare for. He said, the first year and a half I was on the school board, I was wondering why I would ever want to volunteer to do this. I says, there was a lot of turmoil and stuff, and he says, everything's smoothed out over the last 3 or 4 years. I says, been actually fun to be on the board. I says, see the kids grow. And he says, we hired a new superintendent, which I've already stated is probably the best in the in Nebraska anyway. I says, he's going to lead the school in a great direction. He says, I appreciate your vote come this next month, and just like to say thank you.